right, team, how you doing? This is Coach Dana Cavalea coming at you with the Becoming a Champion show, where we are all about inspiration, motivation, and encouragement to move you along your high performance journey. And that's what we're all on. We are all on a high performance journey, working to get to that next place, to that next step, to that next rung of the ladder. And the truth is, we're all chasing success. However we define it, that's what we're after. I know this group here is after growth. It's all about growth. It's all about build. It's all about getting to that next place. That's what champions do. That's what champions are all about. So today I'm coming at you from Freedom Farms in upstate New York, where I go to refresh and get my mind right. And I'm excited to be here with you today and have a great topic. And this topic was actually spurred by my own issue, right? I'm going to share an issue that I have with you today. I have many, but I'll share this one with you specifically. And I have a book coming out. I wrote the book last year. It's called Habits of a Champion Team. It's a spin-off of my first book, which was Habits of a Champion. And when you write a book, really the easiest part is writing the book. The hardest part is everything afterwards, the editing, the read-throughs, all of that to get it ready for all of you. And I have been putting something off for the last 4 weeks. In the last 4 weeks, I've been putting off reading through the book, reading the book that I wrote, right? Most people would be super excited to do that, but reading through it has been something that I have been delaying. And it got me thinking about delaying. Why do we delay? Why do we delay things? Why do we not get things done timely? Or, why do we delay things? And it was very simple, the answer that I came up with. And the answer is this: it wasn't scheduled. I am somebody that responds very well, most people do, to be honest with you, to a schedule. And when I look at my schedule, what do I have today? If it's on my schedule, I do it. And if it's not on my schedule, I, like everybody else, find other things to do. And they're usually these low yield filler activities, looking things up, learning about this, trying to figure something out. But it's typically things that are not relevant to moving the needle that I want to move forward. So we got to talk about scheduling your success. And it sounds like a future book title, to be honest with you, but we're going to schedule our success. And it's super important. But before we do that, let's talk about why we typically procrastinate and don't get things done. I did a writing today on my blog on danacavalea.com that says, have you ever had something go a few weeks, months, or maybe even years that you wanted to get done, but didn't? That I got to get this done. I want to get this done, but I don't get it done. It hasn't gotten done. So let's talk about the reasons why we don't get certain things done. I think we got to have an understanding as to why we don't get it done outside of just scheduling. But one of the major reasons is fatigue. I coach people all the time and they say, Coach, I'm procrastinating. I'm not getting things done. And when you ask them, hey, when was the last time you took a break? You unplugged. You weren't sitting on your phone all day. You took a break from work. You did something different. You shocked your body. You shocked your mind. You shocked your system with a new environment. That, for me, has been the most negative consequence of the past year, or let's say this COVID era that we were in. Most people were not able to change environments. And because you can't change environments, you get very stale. And when you get stale, you get fatigued. And when you get fatigued, you get irritable and you become very, very unproductive. Naturally, that's what happens. The other thing is this: there's a fear of success and also failure. So we often can put things off because we have a fear of success and also failure. How many times have you heard somebody, maybe it's you, that talks about what they're going to do, what they want to do, what the business they want to build or start, or the marathon they want to run, or the Ironman, whatever it may be? They want to do it. Well, that becomes a part of their daily narrative. And we can oftentimes find comfort in our own daily narrative. What we get to talk about, it becomes a feature of what we're going to do. It's exciting to talk about what we are going to do. And for some people, it's actually more exciting to talk about what they're going to do than actually start the process. So it's more fun to say, I have to do this, or I'm going to do this, or I'm working on this, but they're not actually doing the work. And part of that is they fear success, and they also fear changing the narrative, because if they have success, the narrative changes. So There's comfort in where we are right now in this moment. The other thing is this, why we put things off. We're not 100% all in. And when we're not 100% all into something, oftentimes we don't take the first step, because as soon as we meet any type of resistance or pressure or push or struggle, or the work gets harder than we want it to be, it's easier to just give up on it. So again, not starting the process allows us to talk about what it is we're going to do or want to do, but we don't actually take action on it. Part of that could be you're not 100% all in, because there's things in your life, think about it, that you didn't overthink. You just jumped right in because you loved it. You were passionate about it. You were excited. And when we have excitement for something, that's indicative of an all-in mentality. I'm excited. I'm going after it. I'm willing to endure the resistance, the fatigue, anything that comes my way. I'm ready to push through. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, I got a few more for you. Have you ever had something go a few weeks, months, or even years that you wanted to get done but didn't? That's what we're talking about. Let's talk about the reasons why. The next reason why is being over leveraged. You ever feel like you have so much on you, so much to do, so many things, your mind's split, it's going here, it's going there, you're thinking about this, thinking about that, and you just are over leveraged. You just are over leveraged. Well, that state can also inhibit action. This is why we have to be very careful with what we allow on our schedule, with what we actually put on that magical to-do list. Because if we put too much on us, we don't respond favorably. We shut down. We do less. We become very ineffective. So you got to be very careful about being over leveraged. It's like people that start a business and they want to start 3 businesses at the same time, or they want to launch 3 initiatives at the same time. You know, you have to have a certain amount of bandwidth as an individual, as a company, in order to do that. So not just as individuals could we become over leveraged, but as companies, as units, as teams, we could become over leveraged by trying to do too much. So we got to be very careful about what we allow to be on our schedule, be in our mind, and also be on that daily to-do list. And the last reason I came up with as to why we don't do things, or we delay things, or we procrastinate things, or put things off, is because we're doing it for the wrong reasons. There's a million ways to make a buck. There's a million ways to do anything. The question is, what is your way, and why do you want to do what it is you say you want to do? Are you doing it because you're looking for an applause, for recognition? Maybe you're doing something to please a parent, a coworker, a boss, anybody. You got to do things to please yourself. And by pleasing yourself, I'm not talking about being a narcissist here. I'm talking about doing things that you know within you. It's your calling. It's what you're meant to do. It's what you feel called to do. That's why you do things. It may not be get an applause from everybody else, but it gets an applause from you. And you're doing this thing, whatever it may be, for the right reason. And you feel great about it. And it may not be yielding you the greatest results up front, but over time, you could see that velocity and momentum building because you love to do it. It's like this show. When I first started, I had no listeners. Now we have thousands of listeners. And it's because every week I show up, I love to do it. I love to share the message. But before I share the message, I have to construct the message. And I enjoy constructing the message. So this process is a love-driven process. And it's done for the right reason. And when you do things for the right reason that you're aligned with, you take action on it. So remember what we're talking about here. We're talking about the reasons why we don't take action or why we delay action. And doing things for the wrong reasons, being over leveraged, not being 100% all in, fearing success and or failure, and being fatigued. Those are the 5 reasons why. And lastly, the big kahuna is we don't schedule the activities that yield success. They got to be in your schedule. And when you own your schedule, you own your life. I always say this: show me your schedule, I'll show you who you are. Show me your schedule, I'll show you your results. Very important. You got to own that schedule. And what's so cool about that, and I found this in my own life, and I found it with hundreds of clients through the years, when you get their schedule right, you get them right because you get their results right. And it's so easy to wake up and say, what do I have today? And bang, 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 you execute on your schedule. And at the end of the day, you say, what did I get done today? You look at what you did on your schedule, and that's what you did today. And what's great today, whether you keep a hard schedule or you keep a digital schedule, is you could look back. And everything that you do has to be high yield. It has to be objective driven, outcome driven. And you could look back and say, wow, look at all I got done. And when someone someday asks you, hey, how did you become so successful? How did you become so effective? How did you get so much done? You could literally point to your schedule as the reason why. So you got to own your schedule. And again, it's one thing to have your mindset right and be excited and be passionate. That's great. But the effective tool, the effective strategy is schedule mastery. You must master your schedule, and you can schedule your success. When you get that calendar right, everything will change. It takes time, but remember, success of any kind is really the compounding of activity, the right activity, over and over and over and over and over again. And we do this to create predictable outcomes. And when we have predictable outcomes, man, we feel so good. Whatever industry you're in, if you know you're doing the right work, and over time, the right work gives you the right yield in terms of the results that you desire, it buys you back into doing more and more of the right work. So that's what this is all about. So you got to schedule your success. Schedule it. I'm telling you, it'll change your life, and it'll be something that will give you a sense of calm. It'll take that anxiety away, and you'll feel amazing. So schedule your success. That's my message for you today, and I hope you enjoy it. And I know that this is a home run message, and I need you to see it as such because it's game changing. And I'm going to leave you with this last quote by yours truly. What makes the schedule gets done. What does not make the schedule does not get done. Again, what makes the schedule gets done, and what does not make the schedule does not get done. So make sure you get the right things on your schedule. Take that to-do list and put it into your schedule, and you will get max return. So I want you to take this lesson seriously today. This is a game changer. This is a game-changing lesson. And I'm telling you, this can help your workforce. It could help your team. It could help you. It could help your family. It's a very, very important lesson. And I'm asking you to go out there and share this lesson, teach this lesson, and spread this message to those around you, because it's game-changing. And it changed my life, and I've seen it change the life of many, many, many clients through the years. So I hope you enjoy. And if you do, again, please share. If you're watching on YouTube, give us a like, give it a subscribe, give us a comment. If you're on iTunes and you're watching, or any podcast site, again, we'll take the review, help us grow this team of champions, help me grow this team of champions, help you grow this team of champions. And together we'll be a team of champions. I hope you enjoyed today's message. Thanks again for coming out. And I'm excited to come back at you next week with the Becoming a Champion show. And if you're not on the daily blog at danacavalea.com, go on over there, sign up. It'll come to your inbox every morning, Monday through Friday, 30 to 60 second read, sometimes 90 when I get excited. But it's a touch point. And that's what coaching is all about. Coaching's about a little touch every day to keep you moving forward. Little touch, little touch. That's what coaching is. So go out there and win today. Go out there, win this week, and I'll be back with you next week with some more action from the Becoming a Champion show. I'll see you later. This is Coach Dana Cavalea. See ya.